Now at 6, the most drastic step yet as Minnesotans fight through the coronavirus pandemic. When a stay-at-home order will go into effect and what it means for you and your family.
Thousands of Minnesotans are applying for unemployment every day, and some say the process isn't very smooth.
You get a busy signal. You can't get a hold of anyone.
I'm Brett Hoffman, and I'll explain what the state is now recommending.
Crooks aren't taking a break during this COVID-19 outbreak.
People take advantage of others kind of at their worst time.
I'm Eric Shalhoub in Brooklyn Park. What law enforcement wants you to know during these uncertain times.
Dozens of families in the Twin Cities metro nearly forced from their homes.
It's like unhuman of him to be like that.
I'm Kristen Swanson in Hennepin County. Coming up, what was going on behind the scenes before Governor Walz suspended eviction proceedings?
A sports star shares his struggle with COVID-19.
It's difficult. It's very difficult for me and my family.
Kat's message to everyone as his mom fights for her life. 5 Eyewitness News starts right now. And we begin tonight with the announcement Minnesotans have been expecting to come.
Today, Governor Tim Walz issued a stay-at-home order effective late Friday night. So far in Minnesota, 287 people have tested positive for COVID-19. That includes 25 new cases announced today. 26 people are in the hospital right now. One person has died. A 6-month-old has tested positive in Dodge County. MDH says the child is not in the hospital. Chief political reporter Tom Hauser is in the newsroom with the message from the governor and what this new order means for Minnesotans. Tom.
Yeah, this executive order does make changes, but for many Minnesotans, it will just be a continuation of what they've already been doing. Schools, bars, and restaurants will be closed through the month of April. The governor says the order will take effect just before midnight on Friday, March 27th. That's this Friday. It will stay in effect through April 10th. That's 2 weeks. That means many more employers will have to shut down. Again, restaurants and bars will stay closed through May 1st. Schools will remain closed through May 4th. Governor Walz says if these significant mitigation efforts did not take place, Minnesota could see 74,000 deaths from COVID-19. However, he says they are already seeing evidence our mitigation efforts of the past 2 weeks are working and that number should be drastically lower. He also said he realizes the toll this will take on Minnesotans mentally, physically, and economically.
Understanding that there is a health component, there is a mental health component, there is a economic component of this, there's a social component, and there's a spiritual component about understanding as life goes on, how do we continue to address all of those needs for Minnesota. So we're trying to think of ways to make sure that we're doing the best science on social distancing, but allowing you to live a life that allows those things to get done.
And there are some who question these drastic measures. Republican Senate Majority Leader Paul Gazelka said he shares the governor's concerns, but has, quote, grave concerns about the impact of all this on Minnesota families and their jobs. And one other thing I get asked about a lot, yes, liquor stores will remain open. The governor said Minnesotans can make responsible decisions about alcohol use, and he will allow liquor stores to remain open, the same as they're doing in neighboring Wisconsin. There is also no need to stock up on groceries or pharmaceuticals or toilet paper. All of that will still be available during the new stay-at-home order. And if you're wondering if your employer is covered under this new stay-at-home executive order, wait for guidance from your employer as they get guidance from the state. Live in the newsroom, Tom Hauser, 5 Eyewitness News.
Tom, thank you. Good information. Now, Minnesota leaders believe the actual number of people who have COVID-19 could be higher than the number of people who've tested positive. One Minneapolis woman tells us she wasn't tested despite doctors telling her she has the symptoms. Joe Mason has the message she wants Minnesotans to hear.
The city of love, Paris, France. That's where Danielle Mayer and her boyfriend visited for 10 days at the end of February.
We had felt completely fine, just not a single symptom.
But a few weeks after returning home to Minneapolis, Danielle started a COVID-19 quarantine diary. Saturday, March 14th. Today was the first day I felt off.
I woke up and I had this foggy headed, just not feeling right.
Monday, March 16th, I woke after sleeping 10 hours to a sore throat, cramping stomach, and headache.
It's just inflamed and raw, and then kind of that dry kind of cough thing.
Tuesday, March 17th. Now I am nervous.
I started to get, the heavy breathing, just
She fights this illness.
Her lungs were extremely getting worse, and she was having trouble breathing. And they were just explaining to me that she had to be put on a ventilator. My mother, the strongest woman I know, and I know she'll beat this. We're gonna rejoice when she does.
Towns says his mother and father started feeling sick last week. His father is now in quarantine at his home. Towns wants his family struggle to be an example of why everyone needs to take coronavirus seriously.
Disease is real. This disease needs to not be taken lightly. Please protect your families, your